In this video, we're going to be going through how to set up Restream so that your church can actually simulcast to multiple platforms at the same time. So let's go. Hey folks, AJ the CEO here. If this is your first time stopping by the channel, thanks for stopping by. And on this channel, we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And if you like what we're doing here, consider becoming a patron at patreon.com. Link is in the description. So I've had a lot of people ask me this. I actually did a video on Caster, but then a lot of people have asked me, hey, what about Restream? So we're just going to cut to the chase and we're going to walk through how to set up Restream, how to set your account up, how to link it to your platforms of choice, as well as what do you need to do if you want to set this up in OBS or vMix. I think we'll use that. And then honestly, after that, all the platforms are exactly the same. All right, so let's go ahead and cut over to the computer. I am in my church's account here that I've already set up. It is free to set up a Restream account, but be aware that you can link any account to this. Some accounts, the majority of them are free, but then other ones you actually have to pay for. So we're gonna just walk through this whole process. And like I said, I am under my church's account and I actually gutted everything so we can do this again. So let's go ahead and talk about Facebook first. You can link a Facebook account that is a personal account. If, like for example, my personal account where I have family stuff and things like that, you can link Restream to that and it's free. But the majority of people who are using Facebook for their church have a public page or a group. If you go to a public page or a group, you have to have a paid account to handle that. So just letting you know. So let's go over here and we're going to connect this to the Facebook account that I have linked for the church. It's going to ask for permissions, choose what you allow, access your page and insights. That's okay. We okay out of that. And as you can see, now we're on our personal page. So if I go here to the public page, streaming to public pages and groups is a paid feature. You need to upgrade. That's why you can't do that. So if you want to do this, you need to pay for it. I think it's like $19 a month. So it's not something super expensive, but I want you to know about that. So I'm going to keep this as personal just for right now, because if we ever decide to use this, the feature is there. So I'm just going to turn that off right now. So if we started streaming, we don't need to actually use this. So let's add some other accounts. So I like this layout because it makes it really simple which ones are free and which ones are paid. All of these are free. You can have multiples of these. Once you go to a groups or public page on Facebook, a custom RTMP page, Wooza or Akama, or however you pronounce that, these four are the versions that you need to have a paid account. So if you're going to a personal page, Twitch, YouTube, Periscope, LinkedIn, Daily Motion, any of this other stuff, it is completely free. And now I will also include in here, I would think, yeah, since it's not called out for Vimeo, Vimeo would be considered a custom RTMP. But if you're streaming with Vimeo, you don't need this anyway, because to send to Vimeo, because Vimeo has this built in. But anyway, let's go ahead and add some other accounts. We have a Twitch account for my church. Let's go ahead and link that. See, that's what we have here. We're going to authorize that. All right, there we go. We're also going to add YouTube. And this is YouTube events. Something has changed with this. I don't have time to go into this, but it's going to, YouTube is getting away from, I think, the instant now live streaming. It has to be events. Somebody was telling me about that. So we're just going to link it to our account so we don't have to manually do all that. Make sure you pick the right one when you link to your account. All right. So now we're there. We can create all our titles and stuff like that. Now, all of these don't do this, but this one just happens to. We can pick primary server. Do we want to create new? Yes. Title, I would do this as default and just say Sunday worship service. Based on my previous video, this is something that I would come back and change ultimately because I don't know what the title is before we do this. So for those who are saying I'm going against what I just said about answering questions, this is just a blanket one that I will come in and change the name of it when we know it. So I'll do Antioch Baptist Church, Rhina. Then give it a category. For me, this is non-profit and activism because they don't have anything called out specifically for religion or belief or something based like that. All right, so we save that. All right, and then let's see, can we add something else? Let's add Periscope, even though we don't really even use that. And you can see I haven't even had my account logged into this for a minute. I don't even remember what I have mine set to. I think this is it. Let me just make sure, because I haven't used this in a while. I want to make sure I'm going to the right account. Yeah, good. This is the right one. That tells you how long I've used it. So that is right. So based off of these 3 accounts we have these checked off. That means when we send a live stream to Restream, Restream will restream our stuff to the active accounts that are flagged. Now, if you wanted to selectively turn these on and off in midstream on the free account, you can't do that. You need to stop your entire live stream, check off the ones that you want, then re-engage your live stream. But if you plan on going to all of these at the same time, this just works. All right, so we're gonna leave it at that. If you wanted to change your titles for everything, you could do update titles and place your stuff here. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy the same thing that I have here to push to everything. We are not doing gaming content. So now everybody has the exact same name. And you might want to come in here and change the date, but like I said, I'm coming back after this and making modifications to this. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we need to get our streaming information. Now you could stream directly from this. So if you had like an ATEM Mini or something like that, you can go directly through Restream and use their live studio to do this, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna use OBS or vMix for this. So we're gonna have our RTMP information, which will be blurred. And this is the information, and good, they already had it blocked for me. So I need to copy this, and this is what I'm gonna paste inside of my streaming stuff. Now, the advantage to this, if you go in OBS, you can actually link this to an account. A profile. So let's say, let me do this here. We're gonna have OBS here. Let me move it over here. We can say we're gonna make a new profile, and I'll just say Antioch Rhina. This is my churches. So it's gonna copy over everything, all my settings and everything. So we're gonna come into settings, stream, and then Restream is already here. So you can actually connect your account, which will make it even easier, and you don't even need to do all this copying of passcodes and all this other stuff like that. So we can come in here, and I already use LastPass to store everything. So it's already copied for me. Put our stuff in, paste our password, allow. And now our stuff is linked, and I don't need to do anything from an account standpoint. But if you wanted to do it the other way, you always could disconnect your account and then just paste the stream key here that is on this page and just copy it and paste it in there. You can paste it that way. Or like I said, Restream is very popular. I'd rather just log in and that would make it easier. So I'm gonna go back and do that. Let me copy this one more time. And I haven't really talked that much about LastPass. That makes doing this stuff when you have a lot of people very easy, because you can have complex passwords and nobody really needs to remember it because it's saved on a computer. Anyway, now our stuff is done. So if we started to stream, and I'm not going to do it now because it's going to actually send stuff and everybody's going to be calling me saying, hey, why are we live? If we started to live stream and they give all, by logging into Restream, let me take that back real quick. Let me finish what popped up here first before I talk about that. The fact that we linked into Restream, now we have all the same controls that we had here are now at our disposal. We can check off what we want to do. It has a universal chat that goes across all of these if you want to. You can change your title to everything. We're not doing games. So that makes it all simple. And these are all pop-ups that are here, and you can migrate them anywhere inside of OBS if you want to get them up and out of the way. Put them to the side and stuff like that if you want to. I just don't want to do that because it'll make my stuff look kind of all too busy for me. So if I was to, and I'll actually do it now because I'm not broadcasting anything. If I start streaming, so now if we minimize this, as you can see, that's what's being streamed to. If we go over here to Periscope, well, actually, maybe I should click on View Event. As you can see in the background, that's what's going live right now. That's the only thing I have on there. If I go to the YouTube event, same thing. That is what's being broadcast. And if I go to Twitch, that's what's being all broadcast right now. OBS is sending to Restream, and then Restream is rebroadcasting to there. And now let me go ahead and stop this because I see people on my church's page are already logging in, trying to check on what's going on. But that's how simple this is and how much you can actually leverage Restream, the free option. You didn't see me put any account payment information at all. I'm using their free service that lets you use this. And this is a great alternative as a way to restream this stuff to other platforms. Now, I think I have vMix on this computer. No, I don't have vMix on this computer. So sorry, I'm actually using vMix to record what we're doing right now. But if I happen to go over to vMix and just show you, granted, I am using this to record right now, so it's gonna be kind of crazy here. So if I cut over here to our system, we're gonna come over to streaming. In the same way, we would come over here and we can set Restream, wherever it is in the list. Yeah, right there. And the same way, you can log in and do the exact same thing. Honestly, they prefer for you to log in and update your channels, but it works the exact same way. You log in your credentials, or you can use custom and then put the link and paste the code if you wanted to. So that's it. Restream.io, a great way and free way, depending on where you're streaming to multi-stream to multiple platforms for free. And then, yes, vMix does allow you to stream to multiple platforms, so you really don't need that. But if you do that in vMix, your system needs to be able to handle unique, whatever your settings are to stream to a platform, it needs to be times how many places you're streaming to. So if you need 5 megabit upload speed or 10 megabit upload speed to go to YouTube, you also need another 10 to go to Facebook, another 10 to go to whatever platform, because you can do 3. So you got to be careful of that. So this is a way that you don't have to have all the stress on your system to handle simultaneous streams. you can let service like Restream handle that. So I hope that helps. If you like this type of content, I appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. And I want to thank the patrons for making this video possible, as well as they're ones of the ones who suggested I make this video. So you too can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, where you help us train media ministries all over the world. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We will see you on the next video. Later.